we're going to do 8.2 multiplying polynomials. So write down that title. Let me see what you got. Okay. So multiplying polynomials. Now, most of you could look at this problem right here and know exactly what you have to do. You see the 2 in front timesing by x plus 3, you would have to distribute. Nobody would question that. So that'll be 2x plus 6. Okay, we're familiar with that. Even if the polynomial is a little longer or have a variable, we're able to do that too. Copy that down. If we have this, we take 3x and everybody gets multiplied by 3x. So 3 times 2 is 6. X to the 1 times x to the second. You got to remember those exponent rules from previous section. X to the third power. 1 plus 2 is third power. 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. X to the 1 times x to the 1. Add that up. X to the second. Negative 6 times positive 3 is a negative 18. So I write minus 18. X to the 1, x to the 0, 1 plus 0 is 1. So x to the 1. It's already in order, so we can box it.
Damn, cuz.
So what we're going to do, and guys, if you're going to mess around, don't waste my time, please. I just want to teach my lesson. This is what's new. What happens when we take a whole polynomial and multiply another polynomial? What are we going to do when we take a polynomial and multiply with another polynomial? So what we're going to do is practice 2 different methods. Now, whatever method you choose, for tonight's homework, I will force you to do both methods. But for any upcoming tests or any upcoming quiz or any upcoming work after this, you could choose whichever method you want. So actually, I'm going to copy this, bring this to a new page, and we'll do it as separate pages. Okay. Let's repaste it here. Okay. The first method, we'll call it a table method. Now, a lot of you guys must have done Punnett squares in biology. If you remember that a little bit about the dominant and recessive gene, it's kind of similar to that. So we're going to do that. So we have 2 polynomials here. That means, and each polynomial has 2 terms in this case. So we're going to make a table, kind of like a Punnett square, with these values. 3x and 2 will be on the left side. Doesn't matter which one you put left or top. And 4x and 5 will be on the right side. Then we make a little box like this and then cut off each column. Like I said, you might have seen something like this in biology with the Punnett squares. Now, like in biology, you take the one, you take the other, and you combine them somehow. In biology, it's just like a capital B and a lowercase b, and you just make the letters. Here, we're going to multiply. We're multiplying between each thing here. So first box, I'm going to do 4x times 3x. 4x times 3x, that's going to give me 12, x to the 1, x to the 1, x to the second. So 12x squared. Next one, 3x times 5. 3x times 5 is 15x. 4x times 2 is 8x. 4 times 2 is 8. And you just have no x's, so it's just 8x. And then the last one, 2 times 5 is 10. So your first step is to set up the table. Your second step is to multiply each cross section. Now, what we're going to do after we multiply each cross section is just to write it out as one continuous polynomial. So 12x squared plus 15x plus 8x plus 10. So all I did is take the numbers, put them here. And your final piece is just to combine any like terms that occur. This is unique. These two are alike. This one's unique. So we're gonna combine the middle. Yes, what's up?
Do you just make it negative if it's like, do you put a subtraction if it's a negative number, or is it always addition?
Put a subtraction if it's a negative number. I'll do a subtraction after the second method, okay? I'll do another example of negatives. So you combine your like terms, you get 12x squared plus 23x plus 10. It's in order. You could box it off. You're good to go. Okay. So you make a table, multiply the cross sections, line them up, and put them down. Any quick questions on that? That is one method. Some people like the visual aspect of the table more than others. You'll see the other method, which is probably a little bit more direct, a little less visual. Okay. Let's do our next method. We'll call this one.
Can you please go? Can you please go? Can you please go back for a second?
It's right here, man.
Of the keyboard on my computer.
It's right there. We're going to test another method. Then we're going to do one with negative, and then I'll give you your exit ticket. What do you call this one? Oh, horizontally. We'll call it. Yeah, we'll call it arrows.
Mr. Tobel, I kicked Briella. Can you let her in?
It's in, but you're spending a lot of time in class. Let's try to avoid that. Just copying this now. Take a photo of your phone and copy it later if that's necessary. Okay. Get that down. If you don't have it, copy it for someone who does have it. We're going to our next method. Our next method is the horizontal method, also known as the arrow method. Now, if you've ever been to like a family gathering where you drive in the car, you know you have to say hello to everyone. The same concept applies here. This term has to say hello to every number here. So I'm going to draw from here an arrow to every number to the other side. So 3x to 4x and 3x to 5. I'm drawing an arrow to every unit over here. This guy needs to meet everybody in this side. So I'm drawing an arrow to every person over here. I'll letter the arrows to be a little bit more clear. This is A, this is B, this is C on the little one, and D on the big one. Now I'm lettering this. You don't need to letter it when you actually do it. You could just draw the arrows, it's fine. Now, what does the arrows indicate? The same thing that the cross sections of the table indicate. We're going to multiply everything here based off the arrows. So what happens at A is 3x times 4x. Notice we're doing the same multiplication as we did in the table. It's just another way to present the information. 12x squared. For B, we have 3x from here to the positive 5. That's going to be 15x. And I want to be clear, you don't need to write all of this. You could just write A is 12x squared if you see that. I'm just showing you what's happening. But you could just write the arrow A goes 12x. C, 2 times 4x equals 8x. And D, 2 times 5 equals 10. So both methods are doing the same thing. You're just multiplying everything with everyone else. You could do that with arrows, or you could do that with a table. Either way, the end section is going to be the same. Line up each of your answers here. So I'm just writing every answer I got. And I'm combining the like terms. 12x squared plus 23x plus 10. So we copy that, write it down, get it downloaded. We just put it in order and combine like terms.
Mr. Tobo, this is really easy.
I'm very happy to hear that. It is very straightforward. You just got to remember your steps. The typical mistake is people multiply too fast and they'll forget like one of the arrows and you'll mess up your answer like that. So don't make simple mistakes like that. Okay. I'll keep this on the screen for a minute. The next example, I want you to try yourself. This will have a negative in it. Okay. While we look at this and people copy it down, finish it, copy it down. Anyone has any questions?
Can this be the end for today? No one's really paying attention. You know, it's like.
That's their fault. So no, we will continue. All right, let's go to the next page. Everyone, try this one. You will choose which method you'll do. Okay, everyone do this one. Choose your own method. Do that now. What's new about it is we have the negative, so try your best to think, well, what am I going to do with the negative? How will that change my values? How will that change what I combine like terms to? Everyone try this one. I just did both methods. I'm just covering it up so no one can see it. Try your best to get it done. All right, that's enough time. Let's look at it. Sherelle, good job. You just have to simplify. You forgot, or you have to finish it off with simplification, okay? So here's both methods. Now the simplification is the same on both sides, so I just did it for both of them. Yarnin, I think you forgot to square something. You forgot the x squared?
I
or
did.
something?
I did.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
where I put the 2, that's like it's squared. Not
I
like
figured that
tested.
much. But you do need to combine like terms. So that negative 28 and that plus
yeah.
10, everybody. Don't worry, no one
Mr.
got that.
Tobo, wait.
It has to become negative 18x. You combine like terms like
Mr.
that.
Tobo, how is the negative 28 and x?
How does negative 28 and x? 4x times negative 7?
Yeah, how?
Because it's 4x times
Oh.
negative 7. Okay. X 3x squared. X. Okay. Yeah, there you go, Kira. Exactly. Oh, okay. Okay. Anyone has any questions on this one? We're going to do one more and then call it a day. Okay. So most people did distribution correct. Just a couple of common errors I usually see. Did not see it today, but I just want to mention it. Some people forget to make this x squared or whatever x power it should be. So some people make that mistake. And then some people forget the negative, maybe not on the first one, but they'll forget the negative on the second one. So don't forget your negatives, don't forget the squares. Those are very small things, but they end up being large errors and make it awkward. So don't forget those small things. All right, let's look at the last problem. Now you might be wondering, wait a second, Mr. Tobel. This has 2 terms. This has 3 terms. You're correct? That's okay though. We can both handle it with table or with arrows. I'll help set up the table. So 2x and 6 would be on the left. 3x squared minus 5x plus 1. This will be on the top. So when you have a 2 by 2, you multiply that, you get a 4. When you have a 3 by 2, 3 times 2 means you're going to end up having 6 terms at the end. So you're going to have 6 boxes here or 6 pair of arrows. Now I'll do boxes in this case because I think it's a little easier visually to copy. But when I was a student / when I do this myself, I just use arrows because it's less drawing for me. But either method's fine. This one. 6x to the second to the first is to the third power. Negative 5x, 2x, negative 10x times x, x squared. 1 times 2x is 2x. Over here, 3x squared, 6. 3 times 6 is 18. No x, x squared, so it's just x squared. Negative 5x, 6. Negative 30x. 1x, no x, 1x in total. Last one, straightforward. 1 and 6, 6. Let's plug that all, or let's line them up first. There's no plugging in, we're just lining it up. 6x cubed minus 10x squared plus 2x plus 18x. Any negative, you just put as minus. So minus 30x plus 6. So all I did is recopy these here. Now I need to combine like terms. 3x, no one's 3x. X squared, wait a second, there's another x squared. So I'm going to have to combine that. 2x, wait a second, there's another just an x, negative 30x. And the 6 is all alone. That's okay. So 6x to the third, negative 10 plus 18 will be a positive 8x squared. Positive 2 minus 30 is going to be a negative 28x. Good job, Rachel. And then we have our leftover 6. It's in line. Everything's combined. We're good. Small note. Let's say you didn't notice this one when you didn't combine them. So let's say like, oh, I didn't realize the x's were to be combined. When you rewrite your answer, you're going to have those x's still. You want to check again just to see if you could combine anything. So I look at again and see anyone has common terms? No. So we call that a day. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Type here. If you're with somebody sharing a computer, just type their names with you also, okay? And then have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too, man.
Oh, wait, you want me to write here?
Yeah, of course, so I can keep track.
Wait, Mr. Tobel,
What up?
when are we getting our math test back?
So tomorrow, I think I'm gonna get somebody to scan it to me. And once somebody scans it to me, then I could grade them. And assuming that everyone did it, I could give them back.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.